Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bendigo Amateur Radio and Electronics Club headquarters in Bendigo East. For those of you who are in the hall, please observe COVID restrictions. If you're having trouble signing in, just tap a member on the shoulder and they'll get you QR'd in. This evening's talk is by Mark Fairbairn, VK3XVC. Mark will be talking to us this evening about the latest developments and the technical requirements involved in amateur television. This is going to be a very interesting talk, I think. But before we'll hand over to Mark, we've got some announcements. Firstly, JOTA is on this weekend. Now, unless someone corrects me, I understand that JOTA will be operating on the Mount Alexander repeater, also on the Mount Kerrang repeater, and there will be contact frequencies on both 80 and 40 metres. Has anybody got anything to add to that, seeing as it's starting this weekend? No? Okay, good. The John Moyle Field Day was run recently. The BAREC team took out second place in their category. Well done, BAREC, John Moyle team. Fabulous effort. Very good indeed. The Great Cycle Challenge is on again. Please support the BAREC Pedal Radio Group. Your contribution is matched dollar for dollar, so dig deep for the cancer kids.
Almost dollar for dollar.
Almost dollar for dollar?
The major sponsors matched by a certain percentage all the donations for that day. Now, the BAREC Pedal Radio Group has raised almost $1,000. And the BAREC Pedal Radio Group at the moment consists of myself and Luke, VK3HJ, from down at Bendigo. So it's not too late to jump on the team. Search for BAREC Pedal Radio Group on the Great Cycle Challenge website and you'll see our page. And if you sign up for the Great Cycle Challenge, you can just easily join the group. So it'd be good to have a few more members in there. It's for October. And yeah, so we're getting quite a few donations, and yeah, we're very, very close to $1,000. So $967.16. So far. So jump on that site, make it $1,000, and thanks to those.
You can't get it like a pedal, but I'm getting too old to do it now.
Yeah.
There's something that says you can't throw $1,000.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a great cause, and thanks to those who have donated so far.
And thank you, Graham, for the years. This is your seventh.
Seventh. Yeah,
and I thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you've been doing. That's great.
So yeah, so that's it. BAREC Pedal Radio Group, Great Cycle Challenge. Thanks for that.
Good on you, Graham. Okay, whilst we're busy thanking people, thanks to everyone who put in an effort to get our antenna system together last Wednesday. It was a good turnout and a good effort. The project is progressing very well, with only a small amount of work to finalise before the job is completely handed over to the City of Greater Bendigo teams. So there's a little bit more work to do next Wednesday, cutting guy wires to length and that sort of thing, but it's all pretty minor stuff. Now, Craig, who's our AV man, is planning to take the AV desk away with him and set it up properly. When he brings it back, we'll be looking for a small group of volunteers, regular attendees at the hall, to be trained in how to get our meetings online. Now, Craig is going to simplify, so it'll be a matter of pressing a few buttons and getting the thing up and running. But it will require a little bit of training to get you up to speed on the procedures. Defibrillator. Does everybody remember the defibrillator project? Well, on Wednesday, the 3rd of November, Matilda, Zoe and Rebecca from the La Trobe Paramedic Students Association, or former members of that organisation, they're now out practising paramedics, will be attending our coffee morning here at the hall to demonstrate and to hand over our $2,000 defibrillator unit, which they have very generously donated to us back in 2019. So this is finally going to happen. So that's Wednesday, November the 3rd. Please come if you can. We're going to spoil them a little bit because it's a very generous donation they've made, and yeah, they answered our call on that one, so I think we'll make it worth their while. The City of Greater Bendigo is in the process of formulating a community-based emergency response plan. Now, Andrew Plant from the Strong Communities has made it known that the Planning Committee has no expertise in the area of communications. Now, he's also been made aware that BAREC has a Loddon Campaspe regional communication network in mind, running VHF, UHF repeaters around the region. Now, from a technical standpoint, the connection is obvious. So once BAREC HQ is on the air, and the radio room's up and running, we'll be making overtures to the City of Greater Bendigo for a seat at that table. We're the obvious ones to choose. We're a community-based organisation with expertise in communications, and that is what they are looking for. So we may decide to run a demonstration exercise to showcase BAREC's technical credentials. This would be similar in some respects to Spark's Operation Backstop after Black Saturday, but we haven't got any ideas around that just at the moment. I'm just letting people know that we have this in mind. This situation is evolving. It is part of our strategic plan, and so we're going to take the opportunity with both hands if it presents itself. Now, you may have noticed that Dance Motion has left the building. BAREC now has the full run of the hall. This will cause a drop in income, but we can now tailor the hall schedule with new tenants, giving BAREC complete priority. So whilst we've lost some income in this, it's created a fantastic opportunity for BAREC to recraft the usage of the hall in a way that suits us entirely and will service our needs into the future. Okay, now does anybody have anything else they want to announce before I hand over to Mark?
I noticed that Spark have got a date in February for their Hamfest, and it's been a
Oh right, Spark's November Hamfest has been shifted back to February. Yeah. Presumably something to do with COVID, but that's fair enough. Yeah, no, we haven't made any decisions about our proposed Hamfest yet, but it looks like it wouldn't be any earlier than Easter, would it, at this stage? So, yeah, watch this space on that one as well. Okay, without further ado, I'll now hand over to Mark, VK3XVC. Thank you, Mark. It's all yours.
Thanks. Got a microphone.
Oh, you.
Right, so I'm just sending a text message to Ross so he can put up a live picture. Oh, thanks for asking me to come and do this. Graham rang me Tuesday, I think. He said, "Oh, can you show us something about ATV?" I thought, "Oh, I don't know, I suppose." So I just prepared a slideshow of sort of the basics and sort of how to get started. Okay, there's Ross now from his workshop. There will be, I would expect, quite a bit of a delay from when he hears us on YouTube to when he hears it. Okay, so this slideshow, I've sent Graham a link so he can send that out on the next email so you can actually access this. So that's a picture of the repeater that Ross has built, maintained and funded as well. I just thought it was interesting to see that. Now, input frequency is 1287 megahertz, so you can transmit standard definition or high definition, and the output is 445.500. See, Ross has corrected one of my mistakes there, which is good. And the output is high definition. Now to receive, actual repeater details, if you go to Ross's website, he's got all the technical details, which is sort of important for the transmitter. What's on the BAREC website is wrong and way out of date. But if you go there, you'll see exactly what the technical details are. Receiving, need an antenna. Basically, that's the antenna I'm using at home and what Graham has set up outside the back door. So not a lot of expense for that part. And you'll need a set-top box. Now there's a couple of options. This is probably the best one, the GT Media version, and that link there is a link to Ross's website again with a review on it and how to actually program it for the frequency. There is another one, a strong box, but I can't remember the particular model number, but it's virtually impossible to get at the moment. It has been for quite a while, and then it won't work as it is. But Strong, the company, actually released the firmware for amateurs to reflash it so that it would work on the amateur band, which was really good of them. But trying to get one of those, is not easy. Last time I looked, they just weren't available. So I have got one of these at home, I just haven't set it up yet. So I just grabbed my Strum box, what I normally have going all the time at home. Transmitting, so that's receiving. It's pretty easy, and as you can see here, no problem with the picture. Now transmitting, the easiest way, which is what I've got, is the dongle, which comes from Hides in Taiwan. So Ross has added some technical details for that, which is good. So accepts direct audio, video, from your PC, or I'd be using the PC, not a laptop. Dongles on laptops, they have power issues when the USB ports like to shut down. So I'm not sure how it would go, but definitely better off with the PC anyway. So it works out about $200 to get the actual transmitter. But then you'll need... Okay, I meant to actually delete that, but it's a good reminder. There's no Windows 10 drivers. You're sort of really stuck with Windows 7. I'm fairly certain there are Linux drivers, which I don't know much about Linux. I've played, but I'm not going to try and mess around with Linux drivers. I just don't know enough. So I've got a Windows 7 machine specifically for this. I've tried it, and Ross and Mark, EME, have tried it on Windows 10. Yeah, it works, but not all that reliable. And yet there is not going to be drivers for it. Okay, so we go to the next one. An alternative is the Clearview Modulator and local oscillator. Now I really can't tell you much about that. I don't have experience about it, so mate, you can read that. Probably most people might be familiar with the term death by PowerPoint. Okay, that's when you get bored to death when the presenter reads out word for word what they can read themselves. Okay, no ex-teachers? Yeah? No? Okay. It's just, we'll go on there. We'll need amplification from the dongle. This is from Mini Kits in South Australia from 5 EME. Puts out at 250 milliwatts, still not quite enough power. And it comes assembled, this one, so you don't have to get out your microscope and try and put the surface mount components on. So it comes assembled and tested, and if you pay a little bit more, you can get it put in the box. That's mine. I haven't taken it out yet of the bag it came in. So it works out about $100, but you'll still need a little bit more power, most likely, unless you live under the antenna, under the repeater. This is what we're looking at the moment, this particular design by G4BAO. If you do a web search, you'll find I didn't get around because I forgot, his GitHub site. We can get all the details about it. So we're in the process of getting some printed circuit boards. He recommends a particular printed circuit board for such high frequency, around 1300 megahertz. He started off with the ordinary PCB, which I can't remember what that is called at the moment. But he let the smoke escape from the main from the MRF 9045, but he was pushing it fairly hard though to get as much power out as possible. Whereas we only want a few watts. So I have ordered some ordinary printed circuit boards, and at least it's got something for us to sort of experiment with. So this is the hold up for me at the moment. Whereas Ross and Mark EME, they've got enough power with their amplifiers to get into the repeater without a problem. I was using one of the older Mitsubishi modules. It was working, but I think I may have killed it driving it a bit too hard because I wasn't getting into the repeater. So yeah, it's something we're looking at the moment. But to get the boards made up, that's recommended because you can't buy this as a kit anymore. So all this has been released to the public, all full details, the printed circuit board, files, etc. The cheapest price I got back, if we ordered right now, was $290 US for 15 boards, and of course then there'll be shipping and that. Can't justify that. We're not going to get that many people, you would think. So we're going to, I think we just try experimenting with the normal, cheaper PCBs, which I've got on order. And if they don't work well, it was sort of only $20 for about 20 boards I've ordered. And we'll see what happens. Next one, OBS Studio. Anyone use that? No. Okay, this is really good for picture-in-picture, combining multiple video sources, just like over here. I've forgotten your name, sorry. Craig. Just like similar to what Craig's doing, multiple sources, because you can see I've actually got 3 webcams running there. 2 of them are sort of different views of my 3D printer working. And what I've found is, or what we've found, is that when you've got movement on the screen, you can be sure that the ATV is working, because sometimes the image will freeze, or at least when we're online on Whereby, things can go wrong. But if you've got something moving, like Ross's test pattern he had up, the Disney test pattern, he's got the clock with the second hand going around, if that's moving, it's all good. But this software is free, and once you start using it, it's not difficult at all to work out, because you can click on, set up different scenes, and so I've got a scene that will, this one here, which you can barely see from back there, it'll fill the screen with that particular view of the printer. But it's a great program, and you can't go wrong for free, and it's reliable. It doesn't crash, it just keeps working. We also use it with our online video meetings Sunday mornings with a few of us. Well, I use it anyway. Oh, wrong key. Should be that one. So just some resources. Most people know about the British Amateur Television Club. Definitely worth joining for their quarterly magazine. Lots of resources in it. Mini kits. Most of you have probably heard of 5EME in South Australia. With he sells a lot of kits and other and kits that that he's put together. OBS Studio, website address, but there are a lot of resources, which is you just Google. There's no point me listing sort of lots of them. Now our ATV group, which is generally 4 of us, we meet online every Sunday after the WI broadcast, which Ross relays that through the ATV repeater at 9:30. It goes for about 30 minutes on a Sunday, and then 10 o'clock we get on to whereby, so the address is there, just add VK7AZ, it's open. Normally there's 3 of us from Bendigo, 7AX obviously from Tasmania. Occasionally there's another guy from Tasmania that calls in, and sometimes we'll get someone from the US if he remembers, but time zone makes it hard. But we're on that every Sunday, which I know clashes with your coffee meeting time in Castlemaine. So that's the basics of it, how to get going. So receiving, as you can see, is really simple. You just antenna and set-top box. The technical details, definitely best to put those questions to Ross. Not sure what he's doing there at the moment. You've dropped off Ross if you're still watching. Yes, as long as it's not too technical.
No.
Yeah.
You have sent an email to say that Ross's information on our website's wrong.
Yeah. Twice.
I have seen it twice.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen it and I've relied on other people to forward it on, and that's not happening.
Yeah.
Do it again and I will make sure it gets to webmaster, please.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Paul
Yeah.
Malfax, the one
Yeah.
that sent it to, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll make sure it gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I've done on my website, instead of repeating what Ross has already got, I've just got that page that comes up on my website. So if Ross makes a change, if he changes the repeater and there's technical information changes, not that too many would be, but
Forward your website on
just my call sign. Yeah, just do a search of VK3XVC. Yeah, you'll find it. But yeah, I just have a copy of Ross's page on mine. So I thought, well, there's no point in me having to edit something if Ross makes a change. That's probably the easiest. Yes, I don't know why we haven't got a picture at the moment.
Just a question about if you want to receive your signal, and if you're starting with a standard domestic TV.
He's back.
What do you need to do?
TV with HDMI, which they all have, and a set-top box. Yeah.
And then tune that set-top box to
Yes.
frequency,
Yeah.
RVO, and
Yes. And if you go to Ross's website, you'll see a review on that particular set-top box and how to set it to the correct frequency. There's a few steps, but we won't worry about going into that. I've still got to do that to mine yet, my other one.
Still control the input to the ATV by the RVO repeater, like you used to be able to put a tone or just pattern on by sending.
It's not there now. I don't know if I haven't asked Ross about that.
Time is 8:05.
Ross will be the one if he's got any plans for that. He hasn't mentioned it. With the delay, it might be a bit hard to sort of ask questions. No. Okay.
Is the audio turned up on
It doesn't look like we've got any audio, Ross. Just a sec. Has anyone got the remote for the TV?
the button on the side? Or underneath or something? There we go. Ross can copy our audio.
Okay, if you say something now, Ross, maybe we'll hear you. Hopefully it's... We were having issues before with the connector on the coax. Oh. Okay, just a sec. We need to... breaking up a bit now. Yeah, it's freezing now. And the volume's still not quite loud enough. How'd that work? Yeah, I'll try that. Okay. Maybe turn the antenna a bit. See what. Okay. Okay, just fixing up the antenna at the moment. Ross, it needs to be turned a little bit, I think. We're dropping out. Okay, we seem to have... Okay, so if you'd like to repeat the question, maybe use the microphone to make sure Ross can hear.
Good evening. Just wondering whether...
Yes, we can hear you now.
The previous arrangement, the analog arrangement, used to allow you to send tones via RBO that would change the input to the ATV from test pattern to a camera. Just wondering whether that's incorporated in the new digital mode or not.
There'll be a delay. Yeah.
There's about a 5-second delay before it comes out on YouTube. Short answer, no.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
No.
Because the system
Yeah.
and the generator up there, an HDMI back generator.
He has explained it to me before, but I couldn't remember the exact answer. So yes, I'd say we're still having a problem with our temporary antenna setup now, which worked perfectly until question time. Yeah. Anyone else got any questions for Ross? Here he is now. Hi, Ross. Yeah, the antenna's not quite aligned, we think.
And all that sort of stuff, and HDMI switching up there, and we haven't got any of that, so that's the reason why it's not, we haven't got the tone control anymore.
Yep. Okay. We'll just turn the volume down on the TV. Okay, we should be able to hear you now, just through the phone.
Through the phone, yeah?
Yep. Turn that around. Okay, more questions for Ross? Anybody?
Just a general question. Is RBO up at Mount Alexander, or is that somewhere else?
That's Specimen Hill. Yeah.
You said that we need to get a set-top box, which is fine. Is the signal that you're transmitting, is that somehow different to a normal free-to-the-air digital signal? Is it a different format?
No, same format.
So why can't you just tune it in on a TV?
Your TV won't tune in 445 megahertz.
Ah, okay, so
Yeah.
it's outside the band of accepted channels.
And most set-top boxes won't tune that frequency in.
Ah, okay,
So
that makes sense.
don't just grab any cheap set-top box.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah. On the Melbourne ATV website, that they've got a listing of quite a few, I think, but good luck trying to get them.
Yes.
But this one that's listed on, that's on Ross's website, that's available.
So how much gain do we need in an antenna? Just a low gain TV antenna pointing?
Yeah, normal UHF TV antenna. Just depends.
Yeah, it's probably a line of sight.
Pardon? Yeah. I mean, I'm at Big Hill, over near the primary school. Receiving is not a problem. So...
perhaps if we printed out the actual information for the set-top box, the actual type number that you had up there before, so that we can look into it if we want to.
Yeah, Graham can send out a link to this slideshow, and there's a link in that you can go to get that exact model number.
Does it come from America? Because it's
No.
usually very expensive.
No.
When it comes from China, is it?
No, I had it listed up before. Yeah, shift F5.
A lot of us probably not interested, perhaps be interested in transmitting, but be interested
No.
in actually listening and watching.
Yeah. Too far.
Has anybody looked at making a transfer box and move it from that untuned part of the band into a tunable part that a normal receiver could see?
Sorry, just a sec. Go back. So that's the eBay price, and that's in Australia. You know, I got this just yesterday. I looked it up. $57 for the set-top box. Yeah, you can get cheaper ones. Almost certainly they won't work though. They won't tune down to the frequency that we need.
It's just a matter of getting that information and perhaps send to us.
Yeah, just if you go to this address, you'll get the full information on it. So yeah, you'll get this access to this slideshow anyway, so that you can look it up. Yeah. Now, sorry, what was your question I missed? Sorry.
Yeah, has anybody looked at making a transverter type unit that could move it from that band that's not covered into one of the standard TV bands?
Not that we're aware of. This is the easiest way though.
What sort of schedule is there? How often is
Most days there's something on. Saturday and Sunday, Ross retrans broadcasts WIA news. Mark EME is he's still working, so he's sort of generally on at night. There's no set schedule except for the weekend. But you know, if anyone wants anything up, it's not a problem with.
maybe we could regularly have some of our presentations that are already on YouTube.
Yeah.
Broadcast on ATV.
Yep, definitely possible. And the more of us that get on, the more activity there will be.
You can always look at the streamer on the BATC site to see if it's active.
Yes. So just go to BATC, click on streamer, then you'll see Ross's call sign, VK3CE. Click on that, and then you can see what's actually happening on the repeater. I mean, you only get a very sort of small image of it, but you can see if it's active. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the picture is extremely clear, isn't it? Like really good high definition
Yeah.
quality. It's amazing how it's advanced.
Oh, yeah. It's
Early days of analog.
yes. From when I used to be on with analog, yes, definitely. Although analog sort of made it easier to find the picture because it was sort of fade in and out. But it's
Given
still
our
fairly
antenna
easy.
at the back is only just basically sitting on the steps out there on a
Yeah.
tripod. So you
Yeah.
can see how easy it is, would easily
Yeah,
be
this-
to actually put an antenna up that would.
Yeah, and I get it at home in Big Hill without any problem at all. So it depends where you live. But yeah, receiving's not difficult. And yeah, we know not everyone is interested in transmitting. There'll always be more people interested in receiving.
Yeah, what I've heard from you so far has been predominantly about the local repeater here in Bendigo. Is there groups of amateurs who experiment with point-to-point television transmissions, like up and down the East Coast, for example?
I'm not sure.
Not sure?
Ross would know more about that, I would think. But when we're online on Whereby Sunday morning, that's transmitted on the repeater, and then 7AX, he's normally broadcasting that, although he doesn't actually have any viewers.
Oh, so it's being broadcast?
Oh, yeah, it's going into Tasmania.
Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, 7AX, he's very keen. He's sort of trying to get others interested. Yeah, okay, so so if you go to the BATC site, at what Ross has brought up, and click on his call sign there, you can watch what's on the repeater, as well as other repeater sites all around the world, or a lot of them.
Mark, just a question. Outside, have you attempted any outside broadcasts, or everything's been done in the shack?
No, because the digital hasn't been going all that long. Yeah. So I haven't thought about that.
Would it be possible? Wondering what would be involved? I'm thinking, for example, if you do a demonstration somewhere of its capabilities, down Lake Waruna or something, for example, would it be possible
we could.
to run
We
an
had
outside broadcast?
Yeah, I think I would want a separate setup to do that, because I wouldn't want to be sort of taking what's normally set up at home, because I've got a lot of things plugged into the computer. Yeah, it's probably, it could be easier to do that, yeah. And
it does sound like there's a lot of scope for experimentation.
Oh, yeah.
It just requires a larger body of people getting involved in it, doesn't it?
And what we have tried successfully is using our phones, the streaming app on our phone, sent that through to Ross, and he sends it out through the repeater. So I was walking around home one afternoon with my phone and transmitting it on the repeater.
Transmitting from your phone into the repeater?
Yeah. Streaming, yeah. Streaming to Ross, and then he was outputting it through the repeater.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably to or from Castlemaine, I assume.
Yeah, I think that'd be. Yes, but it could be done with 3G or 4G to then get it into the repeater. I don't know. It covers Bendigo without any problem. I don't know. Don't think there's any testing been done yet, because there's not really enough of us that works at home. So. Don't know.
There's a program for Castlemaine, relay repair on ATV.
But yeah, I mean, I've sort of been always interested in ATV. I had a sort of a long break from it due to work gets in the way, and then sort of a year or so before I retired, I started sort of getting back into amateur radio again. I was sort of always there, but not really active, because you can't do everything. Retirement's a good thing.
Is the antenna polarisation vertical?
Yes, vertical. Yes. We won't go into that. That's how I was having problems at first. I had the antenna around the wrong way.
So is vertical, and Ross might be able to answer this question, I need the microphone. Oh, sorry. Is it vertical polarisation to avoid interference from the main television stations that are horizontal, or what was the reason for being vertical?
The reason for vertical polarisation.
Because that was the only antenna was on the mast.
Okay, the only antenna on the mast.
Oh,
Okay, I just used what was there.
yeah, that's what Ross said, yeah, because that's the way it is on the mast. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
You've got to understand that to get a rigger up here, it costs you about $4,000 for someone to climb the tower these days.
Yeah, so there's not going to be too many changes, if any. Yeah.
That answers the question, yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you know, for getting the HF antenna up here, costs involved. You're just not allowed to do it yourself. Yeah. Okay, nothing else?
Just having a little bit, I'm on Ross's web page now, just having a little bit of trouble finding that. I found that, and I can't get the streams away. Is there a limitation on the number of concurrent viewers?
No. It's looking at a website on a phone is just so hard. Okay. It's just, yeah, it's definitely there.
Oh, there it is. It's come up finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a look on the computer at home, and you'll find stuff easy.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, we probably should thank Ross too. Thanks very much, Ross, for your input this evening with the ATV.
Got to wait for that to get through. He may not have heard it. Yeah, Graham said thanks for your coming up. Yeah. Yeah.
You haven't got enough signals down there, I don't think, for a moving picture.
Yeah, okay, yeah. His signal strength is down, yeah.
It seems to be freezing all the time, so... What sort of antenna you got?
It's the same as that link that you sent me to get, but it's just, it's only, a couple of metres off the ground.
Oh, right, yeah.
So.
But the funny thing was, it was working perfectly the other day.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday it worked perfect, and it was on for quite a while, so there's no issue at all. It's just, when things are really important, that's when there's going to be a problem.
There's rightio.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Ross. That's good.
Yeah, you haven't got full motion there.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that was great. If you want to just put up your nature one for a little while, that would be good, so I can see the quality of that.
You want to look at the birds?
Yeah, I might put the birds on for about 10 minutes or so, if you like. Yep. So they can really see the quality of it, yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. That they're impressed with.
Nothing like seeing looking birds.
Right.
So this is BK3CE amateur television version of slow TV.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you a call in the morning sometime. Yeah. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's good. You can just leave that up. So then they're about done, and I'll call you later tomorrow morning.
No worries.
Okay. Thanks, Ross.
No worries.
Okay. See you later. Okay, so that's about it. So it'd be really good if we could get, a few more people even receiving. That'd be great. Yeah. Yeah, it's not difficult at all. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, there is. Yeah. This is the one that he sort of plays quite a bit. Yeah.
We've got
better put.
from our analog ones.
But
We've got an amp that we had, which is 0.1 to 5 gig or something like that. Could we use that to amplify the output as well?
Is that the MH? It's a Mitsubishi module, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Let's get my mask. Let's put this back on.
20 watts and 45 watts.
They are. Ross bought a 915 megahertz one, which he assumed, it should be right, but it just wouldn't go up in frequency anymore.
Yeah, because there's so much activity now worldwide on EME that, a lot of people are working 23 centimetres.
We just,
they're talking about 100 watts or 200 watts or something.
But then they're probably spending a lot of money too.
They probably are spending a lot of money. They're probably building a lot of their own gear too.
Yeah. Money's no limit, but if you've got it,
with,
but we're trying to.
Dishes, for some people.
We're trying to do it for a lot less.
Yeah. And you're only trying to get down the road. You're not trying to get off the moon or anything like that. So. But I am surprised that you can't get a 100 watt amplifier at 23 centimetres for. No, can't get them off the shelf.
No.
That's remarkable.
Mm.
But, anyway.
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time looking.
Right.
The project for you, Neil, to build one.
But if someone
23 centimetre vacuum tube amplifier at 500 watts, no problem. Set me next year's challenge.
That's right. The last involvement I can remember was Les Jenkins down in Frankston. ZVJ, that was back in the 1970s, I suppose, 80s.
Yeah.
That was the old analogue system. They used to send messages from Frankston to Mount Gambier, I think.
Yeah.
More or less any day of the week. But I mean, he had a pretty good location. I think it was over the cliffs there in Frankston.
In the early 80s, we would used to be able to transmit on 426 megahertz, and we were receiving on 579. And we were using converters for 579, but then we got kicked off 426. Yeah, the name's familiar, but yes. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
He'd usually be drinking every time you saw him on air, or even when you talked to him. He had a business. He had a microwave business. He was
Liz Jenkins, happy wife.
He had a business that manufactured stuff. I think. I didn't know a lot about exactly what he did with his business, but I'm pretty sure he used to manufacture stuff.
Yeah, one of the active ATVs back in the 80s, I won't say who, but he's no longer with us. He was funny because he liked his port, and he'd be well and truly on the way at night, and we just used to laugh seeing him.
It would have been very entertaining, I'd imagine.
Oh, it was. He didn't realise, like most people are sort of half drunk, they don't realise how they're coming across.
Sorry, can I interrupt for a minute, Rob? No, that's okay. I have a question from Messenger. A foundation licence holder is asking if foundation licence holders can use ATV. Obviously for receive, yes, but they can't for transmit, is that correct?
I don't think, yeah.
No, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let them know.
I'm years out. I'm a long way out of date with what they are.
Yeah, obviously 23 centimetres is not in the foundation band.
No. No, I'm fairly certain the answer is no, they can't. Yeah.
It's changes so much over the last 20 years.
Well, once I got my licence, I stopped paying attention. So I got the limited licence, stayed at that, and then rules changed. Now I got the full. So yeah.
I could do the Morse, because, we're going around Australia and want to use 14 megs.
Yep.
So I sit there and do the Morse code. But they used to be ZCB, Phil and Charlie Baker, which was not really a very good course line in the 70s. I've got a bloke called John Beckett.
Yeah. I was sort of never interested in HF at the time, so I thought, I'm not trying to learn Morse code.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Mark. This has been a very interesting evening indeed.
You're welcome.
And we look forward to seeing some of you on the air.
Yes.
In hopefully in the not too distant future, where we've got a few projects on the go ourselves here.
Yeah.
But ATV for this facility would not be that bad an idea. We certainly get a good signal across to just
if you get that sort of picture.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Where the antenna is now.
Could be well worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all for this evening from Bendigo East Hall and the Bendigo Amateur Radio and Electronics Club headquarters. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.